Yeah, good evening, all of you. We welcome all the participants who have registered themselves for this workshop. We are just waiting for the experts to join for today's session. Give us few minutes. So we have waiting room. Okay, everybody. Anybody in the meet who is asking for permission to join? No, perfect. Okay. So kindly bear with us for a few more minutes. I think the expert will be joining in 2 to 3 minutes. So this workshop is basically for early beginners of researchers who want to start their journey of research and understand the concept of research paper writing. Along with the concepts, techniques, and tools, our experts, including me, we will be discussing about how to start a research paper, how to write it uh, correctly. And when article writing is there, we get confused that it's a kind of a English writing we can write if we know good English. Sometimes it is not the case. Only English does not suffice for making a good research paper and get it basically published in the right journal. And in academic career, research paper has become very crucial also. If you have research papers, you are publishing in good impact factor journals, your career progression is very easy, smooth, and transient. So this workshop basically aims to have a nurturing kind of sessions in which we can make the PG students, research scholars, and the early faculty members who have little knowledge of research or have either don't have any knowledge of this one, but they are keen to know about this domain. So let's see how we can do this. We will be starting the session in a few minutes. Okay, we'll see you in the session. Thank you very much. So, participants, we have now Dr. Ansuman Sharma, our resource person for today's session. He have joined. Good evening, sir. We are now ready for your session. And if you are ready, please, you can start your session, sir. Over to you. Thank you very much, sir.
Good evening, Vivek. Good evening. How is everything? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Everything is fine, sir, here.
Great. So basically, we are going to talk today about writing introduction part in the research paper.
Yes, sir.
So
First
it
session.
means that I will start from topic, abstract, keyword, and introduction.
Yes, sir. Introduction
Are
and
only
formulating research questions also, if little bit, it can be shared, sir.
okay,
Mostly
perfectly fine.
students and research scholars find problem in introducing or formulating the research questions, basically.
Good. What is the composition of the participant? Like how many people are, basically PhD research scholar, and how many of the participants are like early career researcher, like they're a faculty member, but they're in early career, like a lecturer and assistant professor.
Yeah. So maximum this members are research scholars. Around they will cut around 60-63%.
Okay.
Few 10 to 15% is students, PG students, and few are
Mm-hmm.
faculty members who are in the early stage of research. There are a couple of faculties also who have joined.
Very. So basically, my focus will be there on the research scholars, So I will start
Sir.
from the basics because
Yes, sir.
that will help everyone. Because if I'm going to focus on the lecturers and assistant professors, then I'm going to miss few of the things that is required by the PhD scholars. Participants, if you have any question in the meantime, feel free to ask me. I don't like, to sit idle and see the screen.
Yeah. Anybody is having any doubt,
Any
please.
question you have in your mind, just let me listen. So I will try to answer your question during my talk. You can unmute yourself and you can speak. Anyway, I believe that, there is no question. So let's start, instead of waiting
Yes, sir.
for
Yeah,
long.
faculty members are now started joining, so they are very keen
Mhm.
to. They're still joining, sir. Now I'm
So
getting the
what to
request,
do?
sir. Yes, we can start. We can start the session because we will be otherwise squeezed in the 1 hour. So please start.
Good. Now everyone can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you can see the transition, like the slide is moving.
Uh, it is
So
not
right,
moving.
so
It
right
is
now
not
it's not
moving.
moving.
Okay. What about now?
Yes, sir.
Now it's okay?
Yeah. Now it's going on, sir.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So basically, Vivek requested me, in the last minute, I think 2 days ago, that I have to talk, about research paper writing. Anyway, research paper writing is a regular practice for me. So there is nothing that I need to prepare for that. And normally I used to speak about research paper writing here and there. So I have one ready-made, the slide that I'm going to talk. I will show you few of the content of this particular slide, and I will talk. I prefer, mostly to listen you people, and I prefer to answer your question. That's why I asked that, do you have any question? But anyway, I can understand that majority of the participants are early career researchers, they are research scholars, so they might not have a question, or they might have a kind of hesitation to ask a question. Anyway, doesn't matter. But the learning starts by asking questions. So whenever you have an opportunity, you should definitely ask question, and for that definitely you should have some question. But anyway, that doesn't matter. What is most important thing is there that I'm going to just tell you about introductory part of the research paper writing. 1 hour. Okay, so I will talk about those kind of thing in a detail. Of course, the research is not something that anyone can explain you in 1 hour, but definitely I will try to cover the most important thing that you need to understand in 1 hour, like session. Especially when we talk about introductory part of the research paper writing, like introduction chapter or introduction part of your research paper. Now, please understand one thing, that whenever you are trying to write a research paper, research paper writing is a second half. Like if you watch a movie, so the second half, the movie after the interval is the writing part. Before writing, you should have a very clear picture in your mind what exactly you're going to write. So writing is a secondary part, it's not that big thing. The most important thing is actually conducting a research. And for conducting a research, you should have a clear understanding what exactly you are going to do. So you should have a research problem, at least a research idea. In a very simple sense, you should have a research idea. Once you have a research idea, then the second important thing is there that you have to go back to the literature, and then you start searching on the literature that what other people have done on that particular topic in the past. And when you are doing this one, your entire focus should be there that what happened in the last 2 years. Like normally when I review the research paper, I regularly review the research paper from the top journals. And believe me, almost like a 50 to 60% paper, we straightforward reject. Why? Because somebody has written something and they are claiming that this is something that is not written, but already we have seen that something is already written. And why this is happening? Because they are reading and trying to find the literature somewhere between 2005 to 2015 or 2020, and they are submitting a paper in 2025. So this is one of the major problem is there, that when you are going to refer a literature, you try to refer a literature that is very new, means even what published last week, what published last month kind of thing, preferably last 2 years, for safer side. So you should first go back and check the literature on your topic, that what other people have written. And when you are doing this, try to only see the top tier journals. I'm talking about ABDC A star, ABDC A, in a worse condition B. I'm saying in a worse condition. Don't go beyond B. C and below is not required. Similarly, ABS 4 star, 4, maximum 3 kind of thing. And if you're just using Scopus, then only use Q1 journals. Why I'm saying so? If you are going to use a low quality journals means the quality is low. There is no 100% guarantee about the peer review quality, and many more, the standard issues are there. So if you are going to refer a low quality journal, then quite possible that whatever the content you are getting is not a good quality content. And because of those kind of things, definitely you will have a problem when you are writing something really good in terms of publication purpose. So the most important thing for you is that when you have a research idea, any research idea, try to first go and try to search for the literature. The best place is Google Scholar for the beginners. Go on Google Scholar, use proper keywords and search multiple, use multiple keywords and search, and set Google Scholar anything published after 2023 or maybe 2022. So 2022 to 2024. So you can do this kind of job in a good detail. Download as many as you can. If you don't have access, try to find out a place where you can get an access. Download as many paper as you can. Spend some good amount of time to scan those papers and see which one is matching. Because see, you have only idea. You don't know the details of the mechanism of your research paper. For example, recently I wanted to write a research paper. Like there are food bloggers are there, like if you just go on a Google or YouTube and write food bloggers, so you will find food bloggers, and there are hundreds of food bloggers are there. Just like a social media influencer, there are YouTube influencers are there, and these food bloggers are there. They are having very specific kind of thing. Like I know one food blogger is known as Food Banjara. Now this Food Banjara guy is going in every different possible place in a different areas, and is going to identify that is there any kind of a cloud kitchen is there, like some hotels, some restaurant, they are cooking something special kind of a food. And then he used to contact them. He used to ask them that, can you cook especially for me and show me every single thing that you are doing to cook a food. And then they are going to make a video kind of thing. They are going to add the story of that kind of thing, and then they are going to have the content, like just like a 15 to 20-minute YouTube video, and then they are going to upload on their blog. Now at least 100,000 plus people are following that particular gentleman, and because of that there are many restaurants. Those are not restaurants, they are cloud kitchen. Means you have a kitchen, you're cooking, but you don't have a proper space where customers can come and sit, and you are basically getting order on a web, and you are supplying the food. Like lots of people who have tested your food and they found that your food quality was really good, then they are basically going to order, because they share the details and the numbers and everything, and then people from there getting the contact details, and these people are getting a very good business. Anyway, cut short the story. Now when I saw this kind of content, I had a thought, why not I can write a research paper on the impact of food bloggers on consumption pattern, something like that. So just I got only the idea that what is the food blogger, and the influence or impact of a food blogger on the consumption intention, purchase intention, something like that. Now I don't have any other detail about this kind of thing, but my interest is the impact or the influence of food blogger on consumer behavior kind of thing. Now I have to go back on the Google Scholar, and I have to search different types of food blogger details. So you can use a keyword like a food blogger, you can use a keyword like a purchase intention, a consumption intention, different kind of thing. So once you download these kind of articles, and then you can scan, and once you scan, you will find that how this particular story people have used and people have written. So you can download, you can scan, you read some of them in a quick manner, you will get some more clear idea. Again, you have to download. This process will take few days, and in those few days you are going to learn a lot, from your basic idea to a little bit advanced idea, that what are the variables you are going to use, what are the storyline you are going to use, and so on. And then once your conceptual clarity is there, I'm not saying 100%, but at least 60%, 70%, within a week, you will reach from that 10% to 60 to 70%. Now you have to go back again and search for the detailed idea. For example, food blogger. Is there any systematic literature reviews written? Because systematic literature review is a paper that somebody has written after consulting hundreds of research papers published on that particular topic only. So for you, the most important thing is that is there any systematic literature review paper is there, somebody has written, and if yes, say you are lucky. Why? Because your at least 1 month job is minimized to at least 1 day job, because somebody has already synthesized the whole story of hundreds of paper in one paper. Similarly, you need to go for a meta-analysis paper. Meta-analysis paper is a mathematical, relationship paper that people have written, again, based on advanced version of the systematic literature review paper. So you need to find out meta-analysis paper, you need to find paper on the systematic literature review paper, and then you can find some base paper on your topic. And if you get this one, it will take another 10 to 15 days time total. But if you get this one, then your second job is there, that reading the meta-analysis, the systematic literature review, and some base paper. And once you have done this one, by this time, your conceptual clarity will be at least 80 to 90%. Now, here the story starts. Yes, dear.
Sir, are you moving the slides?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I'm just giving the brief.
Yes, sir.
I'm just giving the brief. I'm not moving anything, This is the first slide. The first slide, the cover slide is the same, I'm not changing anything.
Okay. Perfect, sir. Please carry on. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you have developed this idea, now you have to understand one thing here, and the critical thing is there, that once you have identified, like your conceptual clarity is 80%, now you have to understand that what is systematic literature review has written, meta-analysis has written, another base paper people have written, it's already written. If you are going to replicate those kind of things, no other big journal will publish your paper. Why? Because they will simply say this already published literature. What is new? What is your contribution? Here the trick is there, that you need to add a few extra things, something that you believe that can add value in your story, something. Now this something is not a magic. This is something that is not random. This is something that will come from extensive scanning and a literature review. Once you read, you will find some interesting stories that why something is working. For example, I'm working on a paper, why people, so I was reading a research paper, and one of the research article, like a newspaper article was there, that in India, almost like a 50% food ordered through Swiggy and Zomato was biryani. My big question was there, why people only ask biryani? And this is not only in India, around the world, majority of the people, they ask for a meal. They don't go for a la carte. A la carte means you can select your own choice of food and you can order. And a meal means there is a combination of meals are there, and you are simply going to ask for a certain thing. For example, if you are going to use a McDonald's, you are simply saying a particular kind of a burger and a cold drink kind of thing. So they are not going for a la carte, they are going for a meal. So why people only go for a meal when they are ordering food through online platform? Why not they are going for a la carte? And the answer is choice complexity, because online platform is quite complex to go for a menu, scan the menu, understand what exactly things are there, and then they are going to select. So to avoid complexity, people simply they know that there are certain options are there, and they simply select those certain options instead of going to take a pain to read, understand, and select the options. And if they're really interested to do that, then simply they visit the restaurant and then they order food there. So for a la carte, people visit physical restaurants, and for meal and for combination of foods, they simply go for online food ordering app. Now, this is nowhere written in the literature. So I tried to find out some, the technicalities, and I added, and this is the novelty is there. So whenever you are writing a research paper, of course, I will talk about the introduction little later, but whenever you are writing the research paper, for you, you have to understand the technical side, that first you have to have an idea, then you develop your idea into a proper research framework, like blueprint, what exactly you are going to do. So starting from your food blogger, you are going to develop the characteristics of food blogger, like authenticity, and all those kind of things. And there should be certain independent variable leads to a dependent variable. Then you need to find out the recent literature and see what other people have written, what is missing, and you are going to have some justification to add those kind of things. Once this whole story is done, then you need to find out some systematic literature review papers and meta-analysis paper to strengthen your understanding in a better sense. Whenever you are reading, please read only the top journal papers, only ABDC A and A star. And if you're reading ABS journal papers, then at least 3 and above. Don't read anything below this one, because unnecessarily you will be in a problem later. When you submit the paper, there are many journals, they say that why you are citing a paper from Q2 or low quality journal. So later they will ask you to remove those papers if you are citing them. Once this job is done, then you need to add some flavor in your food, and flavor means something novelty, because without novelty, nobody will publish. So add some novelty, add some twist in your paper, like some kind of mediation, some kind of moderation, and then you are good to go. Now, please remember, once you have done this one, means you are 90% done. 10% is always you should be willing to change and modify until you submit your paper to a journal, because there is always few things are there that we write and we complete. By the last minute, we realize that there is something is missing and we need to add something. Of course, you cannot add in the data part, you cannot add in the model part, but at least you can add few things in your storyline part. Okay. So this is the basic background I gave. I'm sure that some of you must have known this kind of thing, and those who are not, just is going to give you some very brief background. Of course, I know that in 10 minutes, nobody can give you the clear understanding, but at least a food of thought is there. Now, so this is the detailed presentation. There is no need to talk about that. So whenever you are going to have a research paper writing job, so there are different components are there. You are going to have a title, you are going to have the, your abstract, and then you are going to have your introduction part. Vivek asked me to speak about introduction part, so I'm just going to talk about the introduction part. Of course, I will talk a little bit about title and abstract, but I'm not going into detail about these kind of thing, because time is very limited. It's 1 hour only, and in 1 hour, I hope that I can cover introduction part completely.